Event graphical user interface events and event handling. So always, in order to create an event, we need a GUI component to apply the event on. So let's say a button. So it's a GUI component that represents a label button that user can press to activate an event. So the next action event. So this is one component that supports the user input, and it generates an action event, and it notifies the program when user interacts with the components. Let's say clicking on a button. And then event handler is something which explains how the program should respond to the action events that has been initiated by clicking on the button. Let's see this through an example. Here the class name Java event handler 20. Here it has basically two events in it. So before going to event, we should understand what I'm trying to do here. I've created one context menu. So context menu, which is inherited from the context menu class. We need to import this class in order to apply context menu to our program. So it adds a pop-up control containing a list of menu items. So what are those menu items? This one and this one. These two are the menu items to be created with having this title on them. Then we need to add the both of the menu items to the context menu that we created. And next another one, TextArea. We want to add it to the we want to add the context menu to the text area that we create with this text in it. So let's see our application when I run the code. So here is the text area that has been uh, displayed. Now if I'm going to add one event into it. So when I right click on it, it generates the context menu. So the no of and the exit to menu item has been created with this context menu, and this context menu is bounded to or added to this text area. Now here one edge box has been created with the text area in it. Now what I'm trying to do when I run it, when we right click on it, it is displayed. Now I'm going to add one event to the exit button. When I click on it, it will exit from the application like this. So for this we need this set on action event. So we need to mention on which component we want to add the event, then set on action event uh, is to be created. So here the event handlers, set on action event handlers handle method is initiated, which exits the application by the use of platform.exit. So when we click on the exit button, it exits from the application. That's what it does. Now what I want, here the way you see after right clicking on the text itself, you are able to see the context menu. So how are we going to enable that option so that whenever I click anywhere, let's say here, it should display the context menu or populate the context menu like this. So let's see. So the root now has everything, the text area as well. So here we are going to enable the set on mouse pressed event. So what it does, through the set on mouse pressed event, we set an event handler for a mouse event. So when I just right click on it anywhere in the text, okay, the context menu is supposed to be populated by taking the x and y axis values, okay, and in that proper value it's going to display our context menu. Okay, so how am I going to add that to this application? So let's see this. So when we apply this set on mouse pressed event is to be activated, and the handle method, event handlers handle method is going to be called, and in this the event object is going to call the is secondary button down method. So each secondary method down means it's actually responding to the right click that I make to the text area. So the context menu only be shown using this show method. Okay, we have to apply the root, that is our context menu, and all the components that we have in it. And yeah, so okay, so basically in root we have our text area, so this is our root. So in the root, wherever we click, we are supposed to input the x and y dimensional values or axis values through this event.getScreenX and getScreenY. After having that, we are, so when you click on the text area, it's supposed to show you the context menu. This is how the event gets initialized, and by the use of the event handlers handle method, we are supposed to initiate an event and accomplish the event successfully.